Well, I'm out today on the Blue Revolt, and it's quite cold today, but at the moment, touch wood, it's not raining. It's foggy and it's cold, but even more unusually, we're not riding in a gale force wind today. And that does make a pleasant change. Oh, it's colder than I expected, I will say. But I got some new stuff today. So I've got a new suit. And I'll be honest, it's a cheap one. Because I'm a bit tight when it comes to things like this. Because some of the stuff is just too expensive. And the more eagle-eyed will notice that it says Bianchi on it. I've never had a Bianchi before. So why, you might be asking, are you wearing a Bianchi suit? And that's a valid question. And the reason is, it's the only one they had in my size. Well, I say my size, it's the biggest one they had. Still a bit small for me. So I had to pour myself into it this morning. I needed assistance. But I'm hoping it'll kind of stretch out a bit. I mean, most of it's okay. But clearly Chinese people have much thinner thighs than I do. I mean, my legs went through the bottom without any issue at all. In fact, I forgot to undo the zip on one leg. Boom, straight through. But when I started pulling them up, and I got to the top part of my legs, and it was a bit different. And it was a bit of a struggle. Still, as I said, price-wise, it was reasonable. In fact, bordering on cheap. And the thing is, I've got my giant suit, which is lovely. And I got that on the Vinted. And I don't know where you get another one from. And started looking around because I like them for winter. You know, summer, I'm fine. I've got loads of summer wear. But it's winter wear that I haven't got enough of. So I started looking for something that had a small degree of water resistance as well as a bit of warmth. And it's very difficult to find. Even if you are prepared to pay money. I mean, brands like Castelli, they just don't make anything my size. Even if I was prepared to pay thousands that they ask for their stuff. No, according to Castelli, a cyclist is 65 kilos and built like a stick insect. And then, I don't know, some advert came up on the internet the way that it does these days. So I looked at it and I thought, oh, that looks quite nice. And the price was about 40 quid. So I thought, oh, bit of a bargain there. But then I looked at their sizing chart. Okay. Well, the biggest they do is a 4XL. And that's about the size of a European 2XL. And if you wanted a 4XL, well, you're going to be branded Bianchi, which I felt would be okay because nobody rides with me, so nobody's going to say anything. And anyway, what would you rather be? Warm with the wrong branding or cold with the correct branding? But as I said, when I tried to get it on, I struggled around my large thighs, which is a bit of a problem, but I hope it'll stretch out and it'll all be good. Of course, the other reason I don't want to spend too much money on winter wear is it just gets so dirty, covered in mud and all sorts of things. And that's riding on the road. It's worse when you ride on gravel. I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of fat lad at the back clothing. But when you spend 50 or 60 quid on a jersey and you come back and it's all covered in mud and the stains don't really come out that easily either. I don't know what we have on British roads. And the other new thing I've got is a DJI microphone. So now the microphone is connected directly to the camera instead of having to record sound separately. So I'm interested to know how that sounds. So let me know in the comments below. See, this is road. Look at the dirt. Look at this, just a mud bath. Well, it's nice to be up in the Vale. Boxing Day today. And the traffic was a lot worse than I expected. Because I do have to do quite a bit of main road riding to get here. Oh, and while we're talking about dirty roads, let's not forget that they've been flooded for literally months. They just don't dry out. But the traffic is just, it's ridiculous. But of course, this is the way the capitalist system works. For a lot of people, Boxing Day is just another day of work. Quite a lot of retail workers will get Christmas Eve in work, one day off for Christmas, back in Boxing Day. But that's the way many people would like it. They'd like us to go back to the Victorian era, where people work 6 days a week and had 2 days off, Christmas Day and Easter Monday. No annual leave. And the only reason that people had Sunday off was to go to church. Now that religion's in decline, I wonder if they'd want everybody to work 7 days a week. They moan that British workers are not very productive. They fail to mention they're also some of the worst treated. In my working life, there's been this constant drive. Cut wages, maximise profit. Cut costs, do more for less, drive down people's standard of living. And the consequence of that is people have said, well, why bother? I'm never going to be able to buy a house. My pension is worthless. I can't afford my rent. And there's no chance of being promoted to a higher paid position if I work hard. So why am I wasting my time? I'm still recovering from my cold. So I'm not going very fast today. Wow, I was slow coming up that hill. It's about a 3-mile hill. It's not steep, but it's long. And I was about 1 minute and 40 seconds slower than normal. And as I said before, I haven't had a cold since I've been back cycling. So I don't know how long it takes to recover. But boy, am I feeling slow at the moment. Oh, that's nice. That's the payback for going uphill. Fog seems to be lifting a little bit now. It really is nice to be riding without the wind and rain for a change. I think we could say, by British standards, for winter, it's a nice day for cycling. And I'd still rather be out here in the cold than riding an indoor trainer. I know that's a personal thing, we've discussed it before, but I like the feel of being out on the bike. Well, there's home up there, a couple of miles away. So that's my Boxing Day ride. Short, I know. But as I said, I'm still in recovery mode. So if you found this video interesting, like and subscribe. I was going to say if you found it useful, but of course you wouldn't have found it useful because I've just been talking rubbish.